peaceful. Reasonably, people have come out to vote, and it has ended well, or it's ending well. There has been no chaos, no distress. We haven't received any distress call from any quarter. So I would say it's peaceful, it's fair.
There are allegations by the opposition parties, particularly the APC, that the PDP-led state government here is attempting to rig the election in its favor. What's your take on this?
Well, the opposition would always be opposition. Whatever you do, you stand to be criticized, no matter how fair you have been. So it's I would say it has always been the antic of the opposition, to criticize whatever you do. Reasonably, as I said, people have come out to vote, and there has been no inhibition for anyone not to come out to vote, or there has been no hindrance, for anyone coming, to vote, to be forced to vote for, who is not supported.
Okay, Honorable Commissioner, with this signing of, the judgment on local government autonomy, and here we are conducting local government elections. You being the Budget and Economic Commissioner, are there policies that you put in place to ensure that the allocation going to the local government are accounted for?
Well, if funds are allocated and are going directly to the local government, then those that are in charge of the local government would have responsibility to account for the funding that has been sent to them. But for us, I think it's a good development. The governors have also spoken in unison that they all support the policy for the creation of autonomy for the local governments. Our concern had always been the ability of the local governments to be able to handle their affairs. And with the elections, I believe reasonably qualified candidates are being fielded, not just by the PDP but even by the APC, which also goes to show you that as politicians we've also taken this issue very seriously, fielding candidates that we believe should be able to deliver in spite of whatever is there.
So in what areas, in what ways do you think it will bring about development to the people and the grassroots?
Well, you see, constitutionally, roles have been defined for every tier of government, and we all know that basic education, for example, primary health care, and so on, are the responsibility of the local governments. Now, in the past, perhaps, as I said, because of the gap in capacity, you've had cause for policies to emanate, not just in the state, but all across the nation. For example, where you have primary health care being managed under one roof, where you have an agency of the state, taking responsibility to supervise, the implementation of healthcare programs across the local governments. Now, this is now being devolved, which means the local governments ordinarily ought to take responsibility for that. So I think what is most important is our ability, not just as a state but even the federal government, to ensure that the local governments understand clearly what their roles and responsibilities are, and then if resources are being deployed to them directly, then how do they get to deploy these resources to their areas of priority, to their areas of responsibility, and then how do they also come to give account of what they have done.
Are you hopeful that candidates of the PDP will win the election across the local government, and what gives you that confidence, if yes?
Well, I think it's sometimes, in mathematics or in statistics, it's easy for you to be able to, roll out your formulas And when you use your formulas, it's also easy for you to arrive at what your answers would be. You know, for me, yes, I would be hopeful that the PDP would do well in these elections, not just in Misau local government, but in every other local government. And I would base my, my assumption on the fact that the governor has been around for the last 5 years. The governor has delivered. You know, he's done so much for social services, for infrastructure, and we believe he is laying the foundation for the economy of the state to grow. Now, if people have seen what he has done, and they've also been able to endorse him going into the second term based on what he has done, and it's the same party, rolling out the same policies and programs. So I believe that should also influence the decision of voters to be able to vote for our candidates in PDP. So yes, I'm hopeful. I'm not just hopeful, I also wish we have 100% slate in the elections.
Okay, one last question. Recently we noticed the growth of mining sector in Bauchi.